What's going on, bud?
Hey, Mike.
Welcome back, fella.
Look at this.
We have got a brand new look.
Can we
Welcome
get
to Season 8, Episode 1.
Where do we get that riff from?
You like
That's
that, eh?
sweet.
That's from the band when we were in studio there.
Yeah, I love
Pretty
it.
wild stuff, Ed. That was wild. Here we are. We are back. It is Season 8, Episode number 1. We are back with the pod. You may notice a brand new look. That was one of the things we were teasing. So let's start with that, Timmer. Season 8 is here. And after 7 full seasons, we thought, let's go with a new look. Check that out.
I like it, dude.
I like it.
I think it's a great look. Merch to follow.
Also, looking for a merch sponsor.
Want to be the merch sponsor?
Yeah.
Let us know. Pakistan Super League. Looking right at you. Who doesn't want a 3-beer pod Pakistan Super League shirt?
3-beer pod muscle tee. Why not, right? Razorback, as the lazies call it.
Next episode, we'll be featuring our new Razorbacks.
It's new jacked summer on
imagine?
the pod.
I'm still behind in that, buddy, but we can talk about that later. But I'm a little behind in my new Razorback look.
It's going to be a thing this year.
Is it?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's your new look. You'll see that we're going to be updating all of our socials as the night goes on. But there's the new look for the 3-beer pod, and welcome to it. It is Season 8. Tim, let's get our sponsors who've been with us right from the very start. These people right here. Let me tell you, I am close with them.
They have stuck with us for a whole 2 years and 7 seasons on to Season 8. Chris McLeod over at Realty House, buying and selling a house. This is the guy that you should talk to. Got deals closing left and right now. Hot market. If you're looking to buy and sell, give him a ring over at Realty House. He'll help you out with the best of them. Shauna over at the Health House. A new outdoor class starting this week at the Health House. So if you're looking to get healthy and fit and you want to do it outside
for your summer of Razorbacks,
give Shauna look up at the Health House, ck.com, and our old friends at the Pakistan Super League. Hot off-season action. Hopefully we'll have time at the end of the episode to talk about all of the transactions in the off-season of the Pakistan.
That's what they call a tease. Stick around.
Stick around for the transactions.
That's awesome. We should mention, or maybe I'm not allowed to mention, but I will, a Health House collab in the future.
Coming soon.
Okay. Can I say that?
Coming soon to a brewery near you.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're going to say more. That's fine. That's fine.
That's the best I got.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks to our episode sponsor, our friends over at Sons of Kent. They are our sponsor here tonight on the episode, and they have been with us as guests since early on, right in the first season. Episode number one.
Episode 1, Doug and Colin joined us. I actually went back and watched that episode because remember our last episode together? It was our anniversary.
Yeah.
I went back and watched that episode. We have come so far. Since that first episode. What a great first episode that was. And thanks to Sons of Kent for jumping on board. I'm looking forward to trying some of these beers, Cloudy. I'm not going to lie. I'm behind in some of the beers that Sons have put out in the last couple of weeks. I don't know what I've been doing.
I have been off the I've been off the same as you. I've been a little off on catching up. So I was at Sons of Kent this weekend. They had a great event. And I was looking at the board and I'm like, oh man, I haven't tried that, and that. Got talking. They're like, let's throw our name up on the pod. So thanks to Sons of Kent for sponsoring tonight, sonsofkent.com. Let's get into, we got some other news we want to share too, but let's get into, what you drinking, bud? And what are you drinking tonight? I guess, are we drinking the same 3 here?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What 3 are you drinking? You drink 3 and then I'll drink something too.
Okay. Well, from our Sons of Kent, I'm going to start. I'm already into the Beached. The Beach Session IPA, so I'm chugging that down now as we speak.
I'm also going to do that one. That's a re-release. I think this is available right now in the brewery. It is.
Yes, it is.
This one is Session IPA, and I love it. I'm with you on that one, Cloudy. I might go for that one first, although I'm going to see what else you're going to go for.
Okay, I'm just cracking it all out of the package here. All right, this one here Doug said, you got to try it. I'm going to get on the mango train tonight. The mango, the canned heat. It's a mango habanero IPA. He was telling me all about mouthfeel for quite a while sitting at the brewery yesterday.
I love a good mouthfeel conversation. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you've never had a mouthfeel conversation, get yourself ready for it. Yeah.
Are you going to crack into that one tonight? Because I read on the website that it was like, you got to like hot stuff. You like hot stuff.
I do. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, let's give it a shot. So I'm going to try that next as soon as I finish this beach tier. And then this one, I had this one on the weekend, and this is what started the whole visit to SOK to get a can for you. So on the weekend was the Rise House Rockathon. Rise House International is an orphanage in Haiti that is run by a local woman, and they had a bunch of local bands get together at Sons of Ken on the weekend. Tim, started at 11, and I was going to MC the first few hours. And usually when they ask you to MC, could you MC the first few hours of some kind of event? It's like, yeah, no one's going to be there. Okay. It was packed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we had a bunch of cool bands, and then they just kept rolling through every hour. So well organized. They raised over $12,000 just in the Rockathon alone. But they produced a beer for it, the Rise House Mango Milkshake Sour. Let me see if I can give you a good look at that.
I think I got to go with this one tonight too. I saw this one come up on the weekend. I was like, wow, does that sound good?
It is. I had one on Saturday. Good mouthfeel. If you like a good solid mouthfeel. The Mango Milkshake Sour is 8.2%. It's sweet, very sweet. It'll knock you on your ass if you're not careful. But it is delicious. And when you purchase, a portion of the proceeds go to Rise House International. So that's on top of the $12,000 that was raised at the brewery already. Wow. There will be some more money donated to the cause, all thanks to the good folks over at Sons of Kent.
So you're going with those three, eh? Yeah. I'm going to sneak in this one here.
He told me you would.
The re-release of the Super 8, the double IPA, one of my all-time favorites from Sons of Kent, based off the 8-track, and then they kind of just jacked her up a bit for the Super 8. And I have always loved the Super 8. I'm not going to go for that first, although it's 8.8. This mango milkshake is 8.2.
Yes,
that's not. I didn't see that coming, but that's the one I want to try first. I think this canned heat sounds like it's something too.
Yeah.
What are they doing over there at Suns? They're just pumping out beers. I can't even decide today, Cloudy. All right, I'm going to go milkshake. Just because that's the one I saw on the weekend, and I was like, dude, I gotta get this. And he surprised it with me on my doorstep, so I'm going for that one in my new Sons of Kent glass.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, check this out.
Yeah, this is part of the new segment of Good Mouthfeel.
Here we go. Going from it smells delightful.
It's good, eh? Get it in you. All right, on the Good Mouthfeel scale.
You really taste the vanilla on that? Oh, the mouthfeel is spectacular.
What's the mouth scale?
I don't think there's a scale.
Well, there is in the show now.
We've
got the title up there. We need it's a 9. You're good to mouthfeel.
Ding ding ding! It's a 9.
All right.
Definitely up front with the mango, and then the old vanilla hits you on the back end.
Oh, don't introduce our next segment yet. That's coming up.
What's it feel like on your back end?
I haven't done it yet. I might try it on the back end. What you drinking, bud, tonight? Thanks to our sponsor over at Sons of Kent, sonsofkent.com. All right, Tim. So we'll be enjoying those. Our guest, Jeff Leeson, comedian Jeff Leeson, making his 39th appearance on the show.
I was going to say, have we had him on before? I don't remember.
New visitor to the pod. He's going to come on here in a couple minutes. We've got a show with him, not this weekend, but next weekend. We are the sponsors of. Jeff will be at the Kiwanis Theater in Chatham. Tickets are available right now, cktickets.com. As you may have saw at the top, this Jeff Leeson. We're going to talk to him in a couple minutes. But, Tim, we have some news to share. It took 7 seasons, but our company, the 3 Beer Pod, has signed a promotional deal with Blackburn Media. Signed, sealed, delivered.
I didn't even know I signed anything.
Well, you got to catch you at the right time, and you'll sign anything.
And you did.
Yeah.
All right. What's this mean?
So Blackburn Media, the Chatham branches, will start promoting the podcast. They're on board. they're on board. The radio
Wow.
stations, well, you'll hear commercials on the radio that promote this very podcast right here, and they will be hosting it on their very own platform. So hopefully that means a whole bunch more mouth feelers joining us here on the potty.
Now I feel like I need to prep something.
Don't know. They specifically said, just do what you've been doing.
Don't change your game. All right. Don't change your game.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, welcome aboard, Blackburn Media. It's only taken 7 seasons. Is that a slogan?
These conversations started season 1, episode 2. And
it
took this long to see.
Right. You had to go proof of concept. I think that's what it's called in the biz.
Yeah.
We've pitched it around, Spotify is on the fence and Blackburn Media jumped in ahead. Joe Rogan style deal here, but we don't like to talk about our financials.
No.
Don't talk financials. Don't want to talk biz.
We had to film a pilot. You know what we should have done? We should have done the pod. We should have had a third host, and then we just quietly ushered them out of the podcast.
Right.
Like every good show has that one, and you're like, well, whatever happened to Ryan Dunkelmans? Remember the guy from America?
Yeah. First season.
Yeah, and then he just gone.
Like the guy. Yeah. He reminded me a bit of Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Well, he was another option.
R.I.P. He's dead. Yeah. Screech is dead, by the way. Here's what I'm concerned about now. I'm being replaced. Like next week, it's going to be Vance that's on. Vance takes my spot next week, and then it's just like Chris and Vance, and then everyone forgot about what I've built here. And that's
the thing. Now that we've got this new deal, we have to introduce another player onto the pod to take us next step. Usually, it's like it's a new host, or it's another kid actor, or an animal.
But all of those are on the table.
Yeah.
I was hoping a giraffe.
Well, I'm glad you're part of the decision, since you're the one that's going to be
spitballing.
Ushered out. So welcome Blackbird Media. You'll hear more of this podcast promoted on the radio, and then Blackbird Media is like 10 plus radio stations across southwestern Ontario. We could be going viral across parts of Stratford.
I don't remember that memo. I hope we work our way up to listable.
Someday, buddy.
Someday.
All right. Our guest is here making an appearance for the, what did we say, the 39th time?
I think so.
Podcast.
39th time. There he is.
Long time.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
It's an honor, guys.
Jeff Leeson is here.
Welcome back. This is exciting.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me back. I appreciate it. I just sit around and wait for these. It's all I want. This is my next call to the 3 Beer Pod.
I was keeping an eye. I know you've got some tour dates. You're all over the place. I noticed you keep Tuesdays open for possible podcast showings.
Always, and there's people that email me and say, "Can you do a show on this Tuesday? We'll pay you $25,000 to come out. We'll fly you in first class." And I, of course, say no. I haven't heard from the 3 Beer Pod yet.
Busy, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be on this week or not. So, I keep it open. I keep it open for you guys.
So that's awesome. That is awesome.
I'm glad we could fill one Tuesday.
Here he is right here. This is Jeff Leeson, who we've been talking about for a little while. We had to bump a show back in January. Finally got a date nailed down. It is not this weekend, Saturday, May 14th. I guess it depends when you're watching or listening to this, but get your tickets now, cktickets.com. We are so looking forward to this show, Mr. Leeson. It is coming up here real quick. You've been busy here lately.
Things are busy and getting busier now as we get into May. We've got some tour dates throughout Ontario coming up in May, and then going to Michigan at the end of the month. A few more in June. A couple things going on in July and August, and then a big U.S. tour coming up in September again.
Things are going well for Jeff Leeson. I can tell by the setup you've got going on there in the pad.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is just for you guys. I know the last few times it's just been a wall behind me, so I thought, Let's spruce it up. Let's turn a light on. Let's plug it in too. You can see that.
That's
over
an
there.
Interesting design. Yeah, I like that.
There's some studio equipment right there. And what's that? Oh, that's my sweater over there. So, yeah, I don't do this for just any podcast. I did an interview earlier this afternoon, and it was nothing behind me. So this took about an hour and a half to get set up for you guys.
Watch for Jeff on an upcoming HGTV show.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a new Cribs. MTV's Canada's doing a Cribs, so I'm getting it ready for that as well.
That's so funny, man. That's awesome.
Take you on a tour of my house. Do you want to see my cord? That's how my MTV Cribs opens. Did you want to see the cord? It's over here.
Not a big deal. This is where all the magic happens, right here. May 14th is that show. We've been talking about this for a while. I know you were in town. It wasn't this weekend. It was like a week or two ago. Bouncing around. What did you think of Seatown?
Well, I was there actually on 420. I was there on the weed day. Yeah, so that was interesting. I think we caught a few people smoking in the middle of the day, so that was awesome.
Impossible.
But yeah, I liked it. There seemed to be a lot of businesses that are closed early, like that. I don't know. There was like a lot of them where it was a closed sign, like not closed as in like out of business. There's a few of those as well. But I mean, like we were there at like 3 p.m. or 4 o'clock and they were like closed for the day. So I don't know how anybody's making money in Chatham, but otherwise it was a lovely town and a lovely trip around.
Yeah. Like 3 o'clock, we roll up the sidewalks. It's like, who's shopping after 3? Come on.
You hit up some main attractions. I saw you were downtown, some main attractions. Which one were you like, man, I got to come back on May the 14th and hit up before or after the show? Which one were you like, I got to get there?
Well, Willie's 420 supplies, certainly. And I noticed I think they liked and commented on the video. So I went to their page and went through some of their supplies. So I might stop in there. I don't know what times Spanky's is open, but I may take a quick visit in there.
It's before 3 in the afternoon. It's really hopping about 2:30.
Oh, perfect. That's around the time I'm getting in. So I'll go there for a quick half hour and see the A team. Obviously the A team if they're there at 2:30 in the afternoon. And and I might get a quick haircut over there at Just Be Pretty, because I like the ballsy attitude of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love that.
They pick and choose whose hair they'll cut. You know, Just Be Pretty. Have you ever thought about just being pretty? You don't even need a haircut. Get out of here.
Just get out of here.
Next.
What's the day in the life of before a show look like for you, Jeff? Like what do you do to prep yourself rolling into this May 14th show?
What I like to do is I like to get a good early start to the day. So I'll get up around 4 p.m. and
everything's closed.
Yeah. And then I like to come out here. I like to plug the light in. Get that really signals that the day has begun. The light is plugged in. Up until that, it's almost impossible to even see in here. So, and then I'll usually hit the gym because they have some delicious protein bars there. I'm not a member or anything. I just go and grab some protein bars, and then I'll head home. I'll take a quick nap as well. So if I'm up, say early around 3, I'm usually napping around 4:30, and then I'll get back up around 6ish, and then take a trip down, and we do all of our sound check and all that stuff, and I'll probably take a quick nap in the dressing room or the green room before, because it's quite an ordeal when you have to drive. I'll be coming from London, so that's a little over an hour we'll have spent in the car. So I mean, I'll be wiped by that point.
restless leg syndrome. You gotta get going, dude. I understand.
Yeah. I'm always on the go. You know what I mean? I'm a mover and a shaker, I think they call it.
Plugging lights in, all willy-nilly. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. You wouldn't even see me if I didn't plug that in.
Sitting in the dark here.
This would be audio only.
That's so funny. We can't stress enough. CKTickets.com. The one thing you'll know, Jeff, about Chatham is that everybody waits to see if something better is coming up. Like nobody buys tickets in advance for anything. You could be like, ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones will serve you dinner right out of the kitchen themselves, and people are like, we'll see if something better's. Maybe something comes up that night. So people will wait until next week, and then it's like, all right, fine, we're going to the show. Let's go to the show. We're going to the show. Let's get those tickets. That's how that works.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad, and hopefully nothing better comes along between now and May the 14th. Please, if you're in Chatham and you're thinking about doing something better on May the 14th that you think people would want to go to, if you could just do it on the 13th or the 15th or the next weekend, or even in June would be phenomenal. If you could just be a pal and let us be. It would just be nice if we were the only thing, good or bad. It doesn't matter. We're just the only thing happening.
Even if you're the only thing, people are still like, we'll see what's on TV that night. Let's not commit. Let's not commit. But
unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Who's the team in Chatham? Is there a team? Everybody like, is the Leafs, or is it more the Wings?
We're like London. We're split right down the middle. Leafs, Wings, Tigers, Blue Jays. Like.
I'm pretty sure the Leafs can't play that night. I think I looked.
Yeah.
I think I looked, and they can't. Like, I think their schedule was around that day, so they definitely got my emails I've been sending to them, saying if you could just play on any other day, that would be phenomenal, so that the people of Chatham can decide to come to the show.
That's so funny. That is so funny. All this talk about lighting, I realized I didn't turn my light on, so that's why I look a little brighter. All of a sudden, I'm like, I needed to call Jeff's guy to come in and plug it in.
I don't even need a guy. I learned how to do that on my own. I know. Wow. If you need someone to come down there and plug it in for you, I'm available.
On Tuesdays.
Tuesdays especially, yeah. I even extend my nap time on Tuesdays, so I can come down early.
Jeff was literally like the rest of us. He was waiting to see if a better podcast came available on a Tuesday, and he's like, I guess we'll do the 3 Beer Pod.
There is no better podcast, and I've done at least 6 of them. There is no. I've never seen a better one.
That feels good in the heart.
I should actually say I've never been invited on a better one. I'm sure they're out there, but I've never been invited on a better one. Yeah. So I don't think it exists. We'll take that. You guys are about to be in Stratford and Listowel. I mean, how many podcasts can say that?
It's kind of a big deal. We're going to ask you if when you get on the stage next time in a Listowel or a Stratford, you just hang our sign over the urinal. Be like, hey, 3 Beer Pod. I've been on it a number of times.
That's where my posters hang. So I'll gladly replace my poster with your 3 Beer Pod sign.
Jeff Leeson, May 14th at the Kiwanis Theater. You're here with Ty Gray. And my God, man. I've been killing myself watching your little promo videos. We've been playing. You know what? Here, let me see it. I don't have to play the whole thing. I think I've got your promo video up here. Just this first portion kills me. So Ty is going to be opening for you on May 14th. This kills
What's
me.
up, Chatham, Ontario? My name is Jeff Leeson. This is Ty Gray.
He asked you a question.
No, I didn't.
You asked him what's up.
Oh.
Fill it out in a letter and let us know. P.O. Box, what's your address?
No.
Forward all your...
You don't need to do any of that.
I misinterpreted.
I have been watching you promoting shows in like Port Alberni, BC, and I'm like, I got to watch this promo video because the two of you kill me, man. He's a funny dude.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome. Ty Gray is one of my favorite people just in general. He's a great guy, but on stage and obviously in the promo, as you saw, and just all the time, he's absolutely hilarious. I love working with Ty. We've traveled all across Canada. We've been all over the US doing shows together. And man, he's one of those people that you just can't help but love and laugh at when he's on stage or doing something like that. He's great.
That's so funny. That is so funny. We just got a comment in. You SOB, you're on my show next week. So that's With This Ring, Doug Robbins. So he's also in the top 6 podcast, right?
Did say I haven't. These are shows I've already been on. You know what I mean? I haven't even been on this one yet. How do I know if it's any better than this?
It is, actually.
Well, we'll see, won't we, next week? And I won't hesitate to tell him if it's not. I certainly won't go on there and tell them that it's the greatest podcast. I don't tell every podcast I'm on it's the best podcast I've ever seen. So, but I look forward to it, Doug. I think that's on May 11th, right?
That would be, he's a Wednesday nighter. Yeah.
Yeah. May the 11th. Just in case, just so that if there's a few people between the 11th and the 14th who still haven't decided if there's something better happening, myself and Doug can hopefully convince them next week.
That's so funny.
I'm excited.
There you go. Yes, he is confirmed. Yeah. So
Perfect.
There you go.
He didn't respond to my email, so I'm glad we got that.
This is how we do it.
I'm glad we got that done here.
We're here to help, guys. We're here to help.
If there's anyone else whose podcast I'm supposed to be doing in the next couple of weeks, please leave a comment and let's confirm it here. I'm going to plug this in for you, Doug. That'll be plugged in.
Too funny.
I might hang a picture back here.
Whoa, no.
I might. Who knows? Here. Do you guys have a 3-beer pod pic that you want me to hang up at the urinal? I could put it back here.
I like that idea.
There we go.
I like it.
I'll do it.
Hold on. I just got to talk about mouthfeel for a minute here.
Did you go the mango habanero?
I've got a canned heat mango habanero IPA from Sons of Kent. This is available right here. It's got some heat on the back end, Jeff. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think I do.
I'm not familiar.
I was lost at mouthfeel. I don't know what kind of show this is anymore.
It's a new segment on the show we're calling "How's the Mouthfeel?" So the mouthfeel it's got some heat. It does. So it's called canned heat. So it kind of makes sense. But you gotta have a little spice, a little of a spice for the end of that.
It's spicy. It's a spicy beer.
Yeah. A little. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Or as Doug would call it, burning ring of fire.
Well, that's an update for next week. We'll get back to you on that one. I'm just going on mouthfeel right now. It's
maybe you'll have a new segment next week called Butt Feel. Here's how it felt when I was drinking it, but the next day it felt a little different. I don't know if I'll make that choice again.
An 8 on the mouth feel, a 3 on the butt feel. No, that's a different taste. I haven't had that before. Whew. It's got some kick.
That's good.
It's good breakfast beer. What else you got there, Timmy?
Oh, I was just wondering, now that you're back out and about, you're doing shows, you're back live. Is there something that you forgot that you met? Like you forgot that you were like, oh man.
You remember all your jokes, he wants to know.
No. Like that feel of being back out on the road and hitting it. Is there something that you're like, damn, this feels good again?
Well, this actually happened last year when we started going to the US again and we're able to get in there with work visas and stuff. The feel of a full packed room where it's not people are spread out and they're hesitant to be around each other and they don't know how, but that feeling of like you walk out, the room is packed, the energy is high, they're excited to be back around their friends again, masks off. Like this was in the US like last September or whatever it was last year. And so that feeling was like, because we had done a bunch of shows that were half capacity or even smaller, 20% capacity with, a lot of distance between the tables. And so there wasn't the pop. And the other thing was people were nervous. They were hesitant. They were scared. They were out, but they weren't having fun a lot of the time. And so that feeling of a jam-packed room, we went to like Nebraska and a few other places in the Midwest where it kind of seemed like they weren't aware there was a pandemic ever. and I loved that feeling because it really was like, oh my goodness, this is what it feels like for people to just come out and have fun and enjoy a comedy show and not be concerned or worried or, I got to put my mask on to go get a drink and put my mask on to go back. And then when I sit down, magically I can take my mask off and I don't need it anymore because COVID doesn't affect people who are seated. You know what I mean? Like it was that type of, that was something that I had lost and missed. And like, that was really the first time I felt it. It was almost like emotional, like not like crying, but it was like this surge of emotion of like, wow, I totally had forgotten what that felt like.
Wow. We had drummer Jeff Burrows on from the Tea Party, and it's very similar. Like you guys live to be in front of a crowd. Like there was so many things that we lost during a pandemic. And one of the things that like kind of got pushed by the wayside was entertainment. It was like we were just trying to survive. Yeah. But like for you guys, that's life. Like it's something that fills a void in our lives, and that just must power you to walk out and actually have a crowd and people laughing and excited to be out of the house and just wanting to laugh. I get the feeling that, or maybe you could explain. Like, do you get the feeling that people are? Is it a different feeling in the crowd? Like people are like, oh. Let's just have a night out. Let's just laugh. Let's let it loose here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think for most people, they're done. They're just done with all the crap. We've done everything we've been asked to do. We stayed away from each other. We washed our hands. We didn't lick each other for a whole couple of years. We got the shots, however many they said, or however many, or you didn't, like you did or you didn't. It doesn't matter. But the point is, I think, for most people, they're just over that part and they just want to get back to life. And more than that, they want to get back to like actually having fun. And I can definitely really feel that. And this actually will be, I've done a couple Canadian shows, but this run in May will be my first real back to normal in Ontario, in Canada, since like early 2020 or late 2019. Wow. With the exception of a couple things here and there, but I'm really excited to see that, that level of like, let's just go out for a good time. Our shows are all about having fun. I'm not a political guy. I'm not a religious, like I don't talk about religion, race, sex, like none of the things that people are going to leave feeling like, oh, I just wanted to have fun. And I had to, and nothing against anybody who talks about this stuff. Just that's not my show. Yeah. My show is really it's about the people. It's about the night. It's about having fun. And it's really about coming together as a group to enjoy a night together. Like just forget whatever problems are going on in the world. Just leave them at the door, come in, sit down, enjoy 90 minutes of stand-up comedy and leave. It'll be there when you're done anyway. And that's really what our shows are about. And that's what I'm excited to get back to.
And one of the neat things that we're going to do is, so right around the corner from the Kiwanis Theater, May 14th, is Sons of Kent. And we're asking everybody, come on back, let's have a beer and let's just chill out and laugh. And you're going to do your best to pop in and say hi to everybody. I think it'll be cool. People to give you high fives and just to be like around after laughing their asses off.
High fives, hugs, kisses on the cheek, everything that was illegal for 2 years. Yeah. I'm high fiving everybody. Yeah.
Mouth feel for everyone.
Mouth feel. I'll tell you how my mouth feels if you ask. No problem. Let's do it. No, and I appreciate, the Sons of Kent were kind enough to come on as a sponsor of the show, as were you guys and Chris, your real estate company as well, and all the radio stations in Chatham, and of course Doug Robbins. So we appreciate all the sponsorships and everything, and all the local and that's what our shows are about. They're really local. It's each show is about the people, the town, it's really unique and personal to each and every audience. So we appreciate everybody coming on board for that.
That's what I want to ask you. So at the time we're doing this, you're about a week and a half away from the show. How much of the show do you know is done, is like prepared, because obviously comedians don't just walk up on stage, they've got jokes prepared and they kind of have an angle they're going to do. But how much of the May 14th show do you already know? Is it like an 80% and then you're going to kind of work some local in there, or is it 50-50? What's the setup?
It's a goose egg, my friend. It's zero.
Nice.
It's zero. It's all in the moment. Now, with that being said, during my drive into Chatham, as I get to the theater, as I have some time before the show in the green room, things will come into my head, but it's not until I get out there on the stage, I feel that audience energy and I can look at them in their face where things start to come together in my mind. And that's what, for me is really, really exciting about the way that I do stand-up. Now, that has not always been the case. I'm talking to you after 22 years of doing this. I would not recommend somebody who's, doing an open mic to go up and not have anything prepared. And I'm not saying that there's nothing prepared. I'm just saying there's no specific, like, I don't know what the first thing out of my mouth will be until I walk through that curtain. And sometimes I have it, like, I think this is what I'm going to say, and I walk through and I get a sense from the audience, or I see something and it'll just go in a different direction. And that's what I love, is where the audience that comes to the show is not only witnessing the show, they're watching the creation of it right in front of them. So they know when they leave each and every time, whether you liked it or not, and not everybody's going to like it. I that's fair. But one thing you can't argue is that you'll never see it again. And that show was for you. And that's what I really love. That's my favorite thing about doing stand-up comedy. And it took so many years to get to that. Like that wasn't really the goal necessarily, but I really like to create something that's personal and unique to whoever is in front of me, so that they know that this is for you. This is specifically for you. And if you came to a show, I'm in Sarnia the night before. If you came to that show, it's not going to be the same thing as you'll see in Chatham.
That's awesome. I think that's a good spot to end it right there. Let's get excited. Let's get out and get your tickets. cktickets.com, May 14th. Jeff, for this turn on the episode of the pod, we'll get you on again. Of course, we'll have to make an even 40 at some point.
Anytime my Tuesdays are open.
We got to let you go. I'm sure you got a nap or something planned here, or maybe another light to plug in.
No, there's no other light. Nap, maybe. Yeah. I just set this up today for you. So I only bought one.
We'll have to keep an eye on the engagement pod next week. If Jeff's got 2 lights next week, now we know where we stand. We know where we stand.
100%.
Trust me, that's not happening. That's not happening. There's no room in the budget for a second light. I'm in Canadian entertainment, please. There's no second light budget here.
Jeff Leeson will be in town May 14th. There are a bunch of shows all over the place in the area. If you're looking to get out and laugh and just have a good time, Jeff's the man to do it. Man, I appreciate it. Love talking to you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Guys, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure. I really mean that. And I'm always very, very excited to do the show. I love talking to you guys. You guys are wicked.
So fun. I can't wait to have a beer with you. Thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely, guys. Take care.
buddy.
Jeff Leeson, comedian, will be at the Kiwanis Theater, and that will be on the 14th of May. All right, let's do our merry-go-round. Get us back on the right side here.
I felt weird for a second there, buddy.
Yeah,
oh man,
throws us right off. That's hilarious,
looking forward to May 14th, buddy.
Yeah,
the style of his comedy is something that I love. Every time I watch those clips from his past shows and promos, I'm like, dude, this is gonna be funny.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time. Saturday night, like, seriously, guys, just buy your tickets. It's what is it, $30 a ticket? Like, come on.
Yeah,
I was gonna offer to buy it, but no, I'm not. We don't have the budget for that on the podcast.
We already blew our budget.
There you go. Tickets $30, $35 at your door. Get your tickets now. cktickets.com. All right, Timmy, let's get to the beer buzz. And here's what's going on in the beer world. We should give a shout out to our friends over at Red Barn. Denny over at Red Barn, his wife Sandy, and Dan. They're just good people, and the nice weather. There's nothing better than like a Sunday sitting out there in the patio.
Yeah, we stopped by a couple weekends ago. Sat on the patio, had a couple beers with Denny, saw about what was coming up here in Chatham, Kent. We're gonna throw that up there, buddy.
Oh, we're gonna do that, yeah. Is that?
Yeah. Isn't
Did
that
we
part of
plan
the
this?
beer?
Yeah, that's what
of
we
course
did.
it is.
Yeah.
Brewfest CK. We Denny gave us, a little couple details about this, and then it got announced, and then we're like, damn, this is gonna be sweet. So 3 weekends coming up this summer, celebrating the beers of Chatham Kent. 3 breweries here in Chatham Kent, Bayside out in Erio, and Sons of Kent here in Chatham, and Red Barn just outside of Blenheim, all hosting 3 different events. O Fest in Erio for Bayside, and Funk Fest at Sons of Kent, and that is on July 16th. And then Red Barn's going to have their Farm Fest, kind of, I think, a play on their grand opening. Remember we went up to their grand opening last summer, Cloudy, and that was awesome. So more details to come. Tech Savvy, I see, is a sponsor on there too, Cloudy. It's hard not to give Tech Savvy a shout out just because all the stuff they do in the community, right, buddy? Like,
yeah, this is right up their alley.
Yeah, so donations going to some charities after each one of these events. So get out there, support local breweries here in Chatham Kent. And if you're not from Chatham Kent, pick one of those weekends or pick all 3 and come on down and check out the awesome stuff that's going on. And I love that logo too, buddy. Whoever did that, they're good at making logos.
Good logo person.
That's awesome. We got the Camino in there, and the Red Barn and the pier out at Erio. I'm impressed. Well,
we got to set up. We got to get our mobile setup going. Get a tent. Maybe we'll be out there. Who knows, Tim? The world's our oyster. That
sounds like something. Also sounds like my neighbor's car might be getting stolen right now. Can you hear that? Oh, it's off.
Okay. Yeah. We're good.
That will be part of Beer Buzz next week. Who stole my neighbor's car?
We can go 2 different ways here, Tim. We can do a generally speaking, or we can do an oh buddy. What would you like to do here? What would you like to do next?
We are on season 1, episode 6 of Generally Speaking. Is that true story?
It is. Do you want to go that way?
Yeah,
I think so, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Generally Speaking is where we break down an episode on of the Dukes of Hazzard. Like you said, season 1, episode 6. So we got through 5 in season 7. Let's keep rolling and just keep going with what's happening on the Dukes of Hazzard as we recap. So here's what went on TV. This aired March 9th, 1979. Get ready for Swamp Molly.
Isn't that the one that won the hog throwing contest 3 years in a row?
Want to wrestle? I gotta make one last run, Jess.
Only thing I saw coming this way was a little old ice cream truck with naked babies painted on the side. You see Mother Goose?
Yes! The return of the flaming arrows. I think in 4 out of the 5 first episodes, there's been a flaming arrow.
Yeah, it's a classic. I got some deep info here. Deep dive. Swamp Molly, season 1, episode 6 on Generally Speaking. Let's throw this up here. Generally Speaking, it aired March 9th, 1979. Swamp Molly, an old moonshining friend of Jesse's, wants to make one last run, and she wants the Dukes to help, since Molly saved Jesse from the feds back in the fall of 1936, and Jesse owes Molly for that. And Molly's cousin Alice seems to have fallen for Bo. What the Dukes do not know.
Hard not to.
Yeah. And what the Dukes do not know is that Molly is no longer dealing moonshine. Her truck is full of contraband firearms that could land Bo and Luke in jail for violating their probation. Coming up this week on Swamp Molly.
I thought you were going to say cocaine. That's what I thought. She went from just like... doing
shine to the hard stuff.
Yeah, she went right to the cocaine. Late 70s. I think that was early 80s. That's just when cocaine hit Hazzard County. That's
introduced by the Duke boys.
That's what happened to Vance and Coy. They got into the cocaine.
And they ended up in rehab.
Did that? Who was the? She said she wanted to wrestle. Right at the start there.
I
would not take her up on that offer.
No, I think that was Alice. That's Molly's cousin, I believe.
Okay.
She had fallen for Bo. Now, here's some little tidbits of information that they've released for season 1, episode 6 of the Dukes of Hazzard, Generally Speaking. Bo accidentally blows up the family outhouse at the start of the episode. We saw that right there.
Yeah.
And in that outhouse, Luke had a collection of car magazines in the outhouse that he'd been building for 5 years. We learned
that actually in the episode? Or?
Yeah.
They just add this stuff later.
So also you'll notice Roscoe had taken a class of photography, can develop his own film. Roscoe P. Coltrane. One of Jesse's favorite food is crawdad bisque. Anytime Jesse goes anywhere for a period of time, he takes his checkered board with him.
Yeah, who doesn't though? Really?
Bo states in the episode that he hates pecan cookies. We learned that in episode 6. Luke
episode
says
6 really had some finer details here.
Yeah. Also, we learned in episode 6, Luke reveals that the farm has had indoor plumbing for 20 years.
Wow.
Luke brought that other. Roscoe calls Enos dipstick in this episode for the very first
time. Is this
time.
the first time? The dipstick. That's a
this is what we learned in Swamp Molly.
What a great nickname. Dipstick.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple other little tidbits, little info on this one. This one just had a lot of information on Swamp Molly. The book that Boss Hogg is reading in this episode, The Complete Guide to Disco Dancing, is still available here in the last few years. It's $48 on the if you were looking for that one. This is the first episode we see Uncle Jesse start wearing his famous red hunter's cap. This is the one.
Really?
Yeah. And that's all we have there. So yeah, there you go. Generally speaking, this might be one of my favorite parts, besides the guest, Jeff Leeson. Of the,
that was a deep dive. I like the fun facts that go with, generally speaking. Now,
yeah, it's got its own little following on the pod. Old Buddy, Tim. Like I got 2 stories here. Old Buddy. I think we're gonna go to the UK on this guy here. And the headline here: my penis fell off, but it regrew on my arm. Now I'm a real man again. This is a story of a man who had a surgical issue. Are you with me still? Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Wait a second. Just time out before this. I am concerned.
Or should we just do this bit where I just give you the headline and we move on?
I'm concerned because the last episode, you told a story of the girl who wouldn't fart in front of her boyfriend.
Yeah. Yep.
And had to get an appendectomy because she had appendicitis.
Yes.
I'm not sure where you're pulling these stories from. That's where
the internet, Tim. You heard of it?
Is everything true on the internet?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So this headline here is my penis fell off, but it regrew on my arm. Now I'm a real man again. And if you read the story here, which I printed off, it says more on penises. So I didn't click on that, but there are more stories in the same. So I'll give you a story. I won't show the graphics here, but this guy here, he's a 47-year-old mechanic in the UK. He had a major issue, because that doesn't just happen on a minor issue. A major issue where he says in 2010 it just dropped off and fell onto the floor after an infection. So
heck of an infection.
That's something you should have gotten checked months ago. Surgeons manufactured a new member for the father of 2 using a skin flap on his arm, and they let it grow there up until it had to grow for about 10 years on his forearm. Do you not trust in medical science, Tim?
I do. I can't imagine waiting 10 years for it to grow on my arm.
Yeah. So a second surgery was then needed to move it from his arm to where it belongs.
Right. It didn't move itself. It
doesn't move itself. This line here, the second surgery was delayed 6 years due to scheduling mix-ups. Was I supposed to be there on Tuesday?
So he had it growing there for 16 years?
Yeah, well, it ended up being 4 years it grew, and then 6 years it took. I
thought he grew it for 10, and then it took him another 6. That's a long time to grow that on your arm.
Yeah, and I'm assuming there's probably some guys who are like, give me a couple more years.
That's a commitment.
Yeah,
that's a real commitment to growing it back.
So there's a new documentary out called "The Man with a Penis on His Arm." That's the name of it.
Is this on Netflix or Crave?
Not sure where this is.
Disney Plus. I've been kind of shocked on what I've seen come up on Disney Plus, so this might be it.
Okay, so it says here in the documentary, he recalls helping an elderly lady retrieve an item from the top shelf at a supermarket, only to have the penis pop out from beneath his sleeve and nearly hit her on the head.
There's no way this is a true story.
This man look like he is not telling the truth. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at he's holding his arm. Look at it. I don't know if I can say it. Look, it's blurred out. It's blurred.
I don't think this is a real story.
Who's putting this on the internet? Fake? Come on.
Who writes the story?
It's a couple pages long. We don't have to get into it. So bottom line is, finally they got the schedule nailed down. Like
right?
Who was missing? Was supposed to be there today?
What was I supposed to do? I had something on my arm here. What was I supposed to take care of? Was this on the BBC? Is this BBC One story? Is that?
This is actually in the New York Post, Tim. Very reliable.
Right. Oh, okay. So. Post. Yeah, for sure.
So, and it's from the UK. It goes on and on and on and on. Yada, 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 yada. Bottom line is, the man is a man again. And it's all back where it belongs.
You got it back on.
Buddy.
Wow. That's an old buddy. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just during those years, those 6 years where he couldn't get the schedule line up, how him shaking hands is what just blows my mind.
That's a lot of long sleeve shirts, I would hope.
Oh,
that he was.
Buddy, it's hot. It's really hot. It's like 40 today.
It's 90 degrees out here. Man, you're wearing long sleeves again. You're ultra sleeves. I can't. No. Yeah, man.
You're in the pool in a hoodie.
It's for the best. It's for the best of everybody.
For all of us.
Oh.
All of us. There you go. Well, welcome to it, guys. That is season 8, episode number 1. We're back.
8. Thanks for Blackburn Media for jumping on for one episode.
They don't know what they've gotten into. They don't know.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Jeff Leeson, get your tickets now. Like, we can't stress this enough. Tim, I ran into some friends of ours at the store like a week or two ago, and I'm like, hey, May 14th, what are you doing? Like, oh, what's going on? So I told them.
Bought a
away. Yeah, bought some tickets, got a group of people. It's going to be an awesome time. Get like your dinner plans, go grab a bite to eat, see Leeson, and then meet us back at Suns, have a beer or 12, and then get on your way.
Seems legit to me.
Yeah, it's going to be
Seems like a good Saturday night. Welcome back.
That's it, Timmer. Back again next week. Okay, so we should probably discuss the upcoming run with the podcast. We're aiming for Tuesday nights, right? Tuesday nights live, and then you'll find it on your podcast machines on Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
See.
Sounds good to me.
Every week.
We're having our board meeting right in front of our audience. This is awkward.
It's usually how we do it. We got that bill paid, right? We're good?
I hope so.
All right.
We're not fighting. We're good.
Season 8, episode 1 in the books. We'll see you next week sometime for episode 2. Thanks again to Jeff Leeson.